This is the story of my studio setup journey from mic on my laptop to Pro Studio on a budget. So this is my journey. This is where I started. So if you're just starting out and you feel like your setup isn't good enough, trust me, I've been there. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I went from just using my crappy little laptop mic to building a pro setup that I still use today. Now, all this without breaking the bank, so I'm going to give you some good suggestions. This started back in 2010. I was just getting into recording music. I was doing rap songs, I was doing pop songs, you name it. I did not have the money to invest in gear, but I had this old Windows laptop with a built-in mic. That was my whole setup. Funny thing is, I actually found this sweet spot. If I talked to the mic at just the right angle and distance, it actually sounded kind of decent. At least back then, that's what I thought. The point is, I was experimenting and learning, and that mic gave me a way to start creating. Now, this wasn't perfect by any means, but it gave me one thing: momentum. I started recording, I started editing, and I was actually finishing projects. And that alone helped me realize, okay, I want to level up, I want to do this. I went to a local music store one day and I asked for something affordable just to get me started. The employee handed me this $50 microphone. It was a USB mic, and it wasn't anything fancy at all, but it was my first real microphone, and I was very excited. I couldn't wait to get home and try it out. The funny thing is, this didn't even come with a mic stand. I had this little cabinet by my bed, and I used this headphone case to prop up the mic. It was just a rinky-dinky setup, but it worked. And then I started testing out different spaces in my house. I was recording in my bedroom, the hallway, even inside the car, just to hear how the sound changed. Eventually, I realized that the closet recordings gave the best results, at least in my opinion. That's what was my go-to. After I started making a little money and getting more serious, I decided it was time to invest again. That's when I got my first Blue Yeti microphone. It cost me about $100 or so. So I didn't know about microphones very much back then. But the mic looked pretty cool. It had a bunch of features, and it came with this built-in stand, which was perfect for me because I'm kind of a minimalist. I don't like buying extra stuff if I don't have to. It had multiple modes on it, but the one that mattered the most for voiceover was cardioid mode, and that's what I used for years. I loved it so much that I eventually upgraded to the Yeti Pro, which is what I use today. That's actually what I'm talking to right now. Nowadays, my setup is still pretty simple, but way more refined. I record in the closet usually with foam panels and even a portable acoustic panel I invested in recently. That was the most expensive part of the setup, but totally worth it. I mounted everything using heavy-duty wall strips. You know, the kind that click together and they hold firm. And when I travel, I build little blanket forts or little mini booths. I use the editing tools to enhance the audio as well. And that's one thing that I learned is you don't need a studio. You just need to understand your space and your tools. I've recorded from closets, bedrooms, Airbnbs, you name it, and still delivered pro results. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed about the gear or the setup, don't be. Start small, learn what works, and build as you go. That's how I did it. And if you're ready to get started and you need help getting started, check out my courses in the description. I created a starter course that actually walks you through how to record, edit, and put together your first demo, and an intro course that answers your biggest questions about getting started in voiceover. Wherever you're starting from, even if it's just your laptop mic, the most important thing is to start. Everything else can come later. I'll catch you in the next one.